If you love playing MTGO, please make sure you check out my sponsors in the description below. Mana Traders, I've got a sweet discount code. Just head there and you can start playing whatever deck you want. Hey everyone, Matt from Total MTG here, and today I've got another deck tech for you, but it's a new type of deck tech because this is aimed at MTG Arena. So it's my first deck tech for MTG Arena. Now I'm doing the same sort of format as I do because the format on MTG Arena to actually do deck techs where you could show the screen to me is pretty poor for doing that, and I prefer just doing my own graphics and putting the cards up as I usually do. So this is an FTP deck, which means free to play deck. There is no rares in this deck whatsoever, so you can call it budget brew, but it is strictly for Arena, for people that are just starting out in Arena, pretty much like myself, because I've only really got into it in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm busy grinding away to get loads of decks ready so I can do some more gameplay for you. But this is a no rare deck because of what I found is on Arena, that rares are very hard to get. Mythics, I've got 5 Mythic wildcards sitting there, but the rares are really hard to keep grinding out to get. And a lot of the decks do require rares, obviously. So this is a great starter deck for you. It's blue-green Merfolk. It's a no-rare deck. So let's take a look what's in the deck. So we're a tribal deck with a massive 30 creatures in the main board. This is only a 60-card deck tech because when you're doing free-to-play, it's a best-of-1 game, as you will well know, and you don't get to use your sideboard. This isn't a competitive deck because, obviously, you'd have a lot of rares in there, mythic rares maybe, you know, cards like Kumina and stuff like that would make the Merfolk deck a lot better, and then bringing in just various other cards as well. But this is a no-rare deck, and we're starting off with 30 creatures, and the first one is a 4 of Jade Bearer. This is a great, not really turn 1 play, because when it enters the battlefield, it puts a 1/1 counter on another target Merfolk you control. So you don't really want to be playing this turn 1, you want to be playing it turn 2 maybe, when we've played our next creature, which is Mistcloaked Herald. This is a 1/1 that can't be blocked. So if you can get your Mistcloaked Herald down first and possibly your Jade Bearer down next, your Herald is going to be a 2/2 unblockable creature. If not, Jade Bearer is never going to be bad late on because you're going to put something down there on a good creature anyway. We have a 4 of each of them and also a 4 of Merfolk Branchwalker. This has Explore, so it's really good for us. Possibly can come as a 3/2, it's going to be a 2/1 and then put a land in your hand. See this in a lot of like the green stompy decks, everything like that. But it fits perfectly as an uncommon in this deck, and it's a 4 of. The next 4 of we have is our Anthem creature. What a great card this is for an uncommon as well. Merfolk Mistbinder gives all our other Merfolks +1/1 and is a 2/2 itself as well. So obviously it's other Merfolk you control, so it won't pump itself. Unless we get a second one on the field, then they're going to be both 3/3s. You can see this is a very aggro tribal sign of deck. We want to be getting, you know, we've got very low CMC cards in this brew, and it's just a way to get the creatures down early and hopefully aggro out our opponent. The next 4 we have is another unblockable creature in River Sneak, and this is so good, this card. When you've got other cards coming down, which you'll see a little enchantment later as well, it can just keep pumping this up. I think it was turn 3 or turn 4 I had this down, and it was coming in as a 4/4 unblockable. When another Merfolk enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +1/1 till end of turn. So it's just a little 1/1 unblockable for 2, but then obviously become 2/2, 3/3, 4/4, 5/5. You know, it's just it can be anything, and it is unblockable. They will have to remove it because it won't take many of these attacking in, you know, those sort of stats that will win you the game. Silvergill Adept is the next one. We got a 4 of these as well. Additional cast to cast, we have to reveal a Merfolk, or you pay 3. We got 30 Merfolk creatures in our deck. We're never going to have a problem doing that, unless you get the ultimate bad hand that you probably shouldn't be keeping anyway. When this ends a battlefield, you draw a card. We got 4 of these in there, so there's 4 cards that we can draw with the Silvergill Adept. The next one we have is a 3 of, which is Shapers of Nature. 1 green and a blue, 3/3 stats, which is nice as well. Has a couple of little abilities on there where we can put a 1/1 counter on a creature for 4 mana, or we can remove a 1/1 counter from a creature you control to draw a card. So we can pay the mana, put creatures on, then take them back off the draw cards. Shapers of Nature, obviously with the Mistbinder down, this could be a 4/4, a couple of them could be a 5/5. That'd be, you know, that's a nice big creature. These tiny little creatures can definitely get bigger as they go on, and I really do like what the Merfolk Tribal can do. The last creature we have is Forerunner of the Heralds. It's a 3/2 for 4. We've got these just as a 3 of. When it ends the battlefield, you search your load for a Merfolk card, reveal it, and put it on the top. So if we need to go and get one of our little Anthem Mistbinders, this is great to do that as well. Whenever another Merfolk enters the battle under control, you can put a 1/1 counter on the Forerunner as well. That is absolutely brilliant. This can pump up to be another big Merfolk creature for us. So a few of these creatures do have the abilities that when another Merfolk enters the battlefield, it can pump it up. So we're going to run a 3 of Deep Root Waters in there. Whenever you cast a Merfolk spell, like I said, we've got 30 Merfolk creatures to cast. We get to create a 1/1 blue Merfolk creature with hexproof. Now these, obviously with the Mistbinders down, are going to be 2/2s, potentially 3/3s. It's going to trigger other ones where it's going to get the River Sneaks, could get bigger and bigger. This deck can really get out of hand, and from practicing, even with no rares in the deck, and I'm not sure how many rares the actual full-blown deck runs, but even as this, like a sort of peasant sort of deck with, commons and uncommons, it can get really out of hand. The last card in the main, other than the lands, is a 4 of Dive Down that can be very important for you. They always go for your Mistbinder because that's basically the anthem creature that will pump things up. And Dive Down as a 4 of is a great card to have in there because it gives something hexproof. So if they target it, they're going to have to target it twice to kill it, which means you get 2 removal spells out of their hand. It gets +0, +3 as well. It gives it a bit of extra toughness, so it might stop another, your opponent attacking in. Now you've got, a big butt on one of your creatures. Dive Down is a nice little instant spell, and it's in there as a 4 of. So we're going to get to the land now, and then obviously we'll talk about the plan of the deck, but I think we know what the plan of this deck is, but I will run through it. So we've got 1 of Field of Ruin in there, just the 1 of, because we don't want to be messing around with colours or anything like that. We want to always have our colours ready to have down there. We've got 7 Forest, and we also have 11 Islands in the deck. And there's a 4 of Unclaimed Territory that, lucky for us, is uncommon. When it ends the battlefield, you get to choose a creature type, which obviously for us will be the Merfolk. You get to add 1 mana of any colour to spend that mana to cast a creature spell. Now, luckily, we've got 30 creatures, all 30 of them Merfolk, so Unclaimed Territory is a great addition to that and goes in there as a 4 of. So let's get to the plan of the deck, and it's tribal. There's a lot of creatures, so you know what the plan is. We want to just cover the battlefield in Merfolk. You've got your 1-drops, your 2-drops, your 3-drops. It balances very well this deck, and it has a lot of synergies of when you're playing multiple creatures, pumping up other creatures. You've got Anthem creatures there as well. And we've got a fair share of unblockable creatures, which is good to get those final bits of damage through, or attack planeswalkers, which I've found has been very useful as well. When they can't remove the creature, they can get rid of, things that are, slightly above our common and uncommon status, shall we say. You've got ways to draw cards. You've got, Adept in there. You've got Shapers of Natures that possibly will do it as well. Forerunner can search your deck for that all-important Merfolk that you need. Protection in Dive Down. You'll be looking to protect your, your Mistbinders and anything that you think, you will need at that time. Deep Root Waters, like I said, up it to 4 if you want. I've got 3 in the main, but I will, I probably will, over the next few matches, up it to 4, because it's just been so good. Making, flooding the board with those extra 1/1 Merfolks that have hexproof as well, and that gets to pump our unblockables. Absolutely love it, and it can really get out of hand, this deck. You could even, if you want to, put a little sideboard together, and you can take it to competitive and see how it will do. I'm not saying you'll do very well, because obviously there's a lot stronger decks in there, Teferi decks and everything like that you'll probably come across. But this might hold its own in a few matches. You might be surprised. It won't take much with a few little rares just to pump this deck up a little bit. But in the free-to-play section, you will certainly be doing your daily schedules with this, winning those coins, getting those early packs in the start of the day. This is a really sweet deck. So guys, that's my first MTG Arena base dedicated deck. Free-to-play section, so it's just 60 cards in this one. Let me know what you think. If you want to see more of these free-to-play kind of decks, I know when you were starting out, and even if you're not starting out, grinding to get those rares is sometimes hard. If you don't want to spend the cash like I don't want to do, you've got to keep grinding out, and then, you can build decks like this and still have fun and have, sort of competitive games as well. So please comment below and let me know what you think. Right, I've managed to get hold of this deck. I've managed to grind away and put the deck together. So there will be some gameplay this week. So come back and check on Thursday. It might be Thursday or I might do another Deck Tech Thursday. But it'll definitely be Thursday or Saturday's video. So please make sure you come back and check them out. If you are new to us, hitting that subscribe button really helps the channel for free. And of course, hitting the like buttons if you want to as well really does support us as well. Anyway, guys and girls, I will see you on the next video, which will be on Thursday. So take care and I'll see you then.